Okay, welcome to another video. This one I'll be going through how to assemble the new updated 4x4. So this 4x4 took out some of the blinking lights. So I have the set of lights per clock. I added in the short protection circuit from the safety board, and then also added the updated clock, and then the rest of the safety board circuits. Like always, these boards will come with the header helper for the stand afterwards. So the parts with this, you have your headers. Should have 632 headers. You have our RJ45 here. So let's organize these off. You have our USB. So there's quite a few parts. So depending on when you got yours, I might have included some extra 150 ohm resistors. Should only need 4. You might have 6. We'll do those later. These are your orange LEDs. We're doing those later. Then our red and green LED. Those come later. Got our power converters, 3.2 volts. You'll have a white stripe. Those are MX. And you have your Schmidt. And then there should be one with black line through it. Those are your N. Your 10 microfarad, or 220 ohm, or 1K, or 110K, or 5.1, or 22 or 200K for the clock. And then our PMP and our MPN. Okay. For this, I like to start like always with tinning your tip. Make sure that goes good. Let's get my fuel extractor kind of going here. Let's see, let's zoom in a little bit. So the way I like to always start these is just going around and tagging one pad. Sometimes it doesn't work good. I like to try to keep orientation the same as much as possible as we go through this. Okay. That should do all the back. While we're at it, we can just tag the front here as well quickly. Get your tweezers out. And let's start with, I usually like to start with small parts. Let's do our 5.1 K resistors. There are your R1 and R2. The label's usually written with 5 and 1 on it to kind of help you there. Do make sure you clean your tip periodically. Okay. Just tag those in. Okay. Now let's do Q2, which is the little tiny, your smallest transistor. It is tiny. So try not to lose it. That should just go right there into its box. And then take it in. Okay. Next, we'll do the 10 microfarad. I have a 10 microfarad on the back. Or it will be things that kind of look like resistors, but a little bit more silver on each end. These are used in quite a few areas. So C5 up here. That's our first spot. Then we have C6. And then we have C1. Okay, and then last we have C3. Just right over here. So yeah, this one is used on each of the clocks. That's the ones up here. And then each of the power, which are down here. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that they are properly soldered in. Okay. Next, I like to do the 200K resistors. They're up there. They're R6 and R10. Start with R6. And then our R10. Tag those in. Okay. And then get your package of Schmidt resistors. They'll be the ones that have 2 on one side and 3 on the other. They're a little small. That's your U19 and U20. Make sure you have a solder sucker around. This one's really easy to bridge your pads. With I really use A little bit nicer soldering iron, or nicer tip at least. This has a lot of fine pitch. Or some flux. Flux helps. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Okay, that should be fine. Okay. Now the white one has the white paint on it. If the white paint's off or fallen off, don't worry. Just look at it. If you look at it closely, let's see if I can get this in focus. Maybe not. There is a little MX on it. So that's your Q3 and Q5. So let's finish up our clock circuit up here. So Q3 and Q5. Can't fit in the box there. And then take the black line one you have here. And that is your Q4 and Q6. Let's see Q6 first. We're camera oriented for that. Fit it right there. And then Q4. Okay. Once you have those in place, then you can just tag them. Okay. Same thing on this one. And make sure that you don't forget Q3 as well. Okay. So we finished the clock circuit. And now we'll take the clear one. This is our C2 and C4. These are 22 microfarad capacitors. This helps keep the voltage to 3.3 volts. These ones do not have orientation like all of the capacitors on this board. Okay. And next, we want these voltage regulators. That's our U10 and U1. These are nice and big. Fit them there in the box. Tin your iron. Okay. Okay. That gets our power regulators done. And last, we do our short protection. Finish that up. So here, R5. Like this. R5 is the 1K. Okay. 1 kilo ohm resistor is R5. Okay. And R8 is our 10K. Put that right on. Okay. We can rotate it. And then our R7 is one of our 220s. Just keep the other 220 on the side there for now. It'll go on the front with that 100 here in a sec. Okay. Then our Q1 is the larger of those two transistors that are in the single packs. Should be the only transistor left that you have. Put that one on. Okay. I can go through and finish soldering on all those pads. And okay, so now we want to do our LEDs here on the back. So you want to take your 150 ohm. You can just cut off 2 if you have 6. All you need is 4. Two on the back, 2 on the front. Okay, that's R4 and R12 here. Make sure you re-tin your tip every so often. And then you just want to take 2 of these orange LEDs, the 4-pack here. Let's get 2 of them out. If you look in the back, it has a little square thing. So you want to have it place into the box. So the big line goes there, and then the little part points in. It's kind of hard to see on the top of them. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. And then the solder on the other side. And that is it for the back for now. I'm going to wait on the RJ45 plug. So a little bit later, now let's flip it over. And since we're doing the LEDs, let's get those last two orange LEDs out and put those in. That's your D1. And your D6 there. Okay. Turn those LEDs on. Then the last 150 ohm resistors for your pack. These correspond with the clock circuit. So 2 per each clock. Okay, now we can go to the safety one. If you want it good, green, then green goes on D4 and red goes on D3. Or if you want to always have red on and the green when it faults, then you just switch those. The green LED has an arrow that points into the box, and it also has some little tiny green pads on the front there. Really probably the easiest of the LEDs to do. The red one doesn't have any markings on the back of it. Just kind of an odd thing. On the front, it has some green, so the green goes into the box. Okay, and then you got your 220 ohm for the back, so that goes on R11. That's our R11 here. And then we got our R9, which is that 100 ohm. Should have 100 on it. Front of it, I believe it's 101. So position this how you like. Down there. Okay, and then we just tag the other side. All these parts. Okay. Now we get our USB-C port here. Probably the hardest thing to install in this whole board. Just kind of put it on. That's why I kind of pre-did some there. And here I like to just tin my tip and add some extra while holding it down. Just kind of drag through those parts. Add some more. Just want to make sure these all get some solder on them. If you think you're good, that's good. And I like to remove some of that extra that's there. Okay. I think that got it. And then just tag the sides. Okay. Tag the other side. Just lock your cable in place. Flip it over. And now add some solder on the back here to fully lock it. Okay. Look for any shorts. Looks pretty good. Let's take our USB-C cable, plug it in, and test it out. Okay, looks like the lights are working. So our clocks are working, and the short circuit one is working. If you want to test your short here, just take your tweezers, this short the two, and notice the red light goes on. So it's working. Ideally don't do it for long. Okay. Now, take your headers. I have a variety of colors this time. So however you want to do it, I'm going to try checkerboard this one. So I'm 50-50. The last one I had was each row could be a different one. So I kind of did in stripes. Feel free to trade with others if you want other colors, or if you have other headers, use them up. Some are just green. That short protection circuit works pretty good short term. If something does burn up, it'll probably be that PNP. Transistor. Any details on that one, just reach out and let me know. Okay. Then get your header helper. Once those are all in, make sure you slide from the opposite side of the USB-C cable. Slide on. Okay. Okay. All in. All good. Then for this, I won't solder all this on because it does take a little bit of time in this video. The big thing is when you first get it in, you want to just go through and tag. Tag each header set with some solder just to lock it in place. You don't need your header helper after that. Do be careful drag soldering on this, as there are a lot of parts close together. Okay. So let's go through, finish tagging these. So these seem a little short. Okay, once you got all of your row ends, okay, take it out. So there, I got it too close to the USB port. So when that happens, you'll have to push these back down. When you solder them in, I can do that later. For the most part, the ones farther back are usually safe. But it might have a little bit of rise. Before you solder on your RJ45, you need to finish soldering at least these, most of these two. This one socket for sure, and at least half of this socket. Get that done. Then you can install the RJ45. There. This one just goes in. It's a really big socket. Get locked in with the one you did. Once you're good, then I recommend you do the ground. After. Okay, and then just solder in each of those. Tabs. Lock it in place. And try not to bridge. Okay. Then all you have to do is finish printing all the rows. Then when it's done, it'll look like this. And you can use that as display. And it's header helper. Really enjoy this new updated design with some protection circuits, some safety in there. Thanks for watching.